Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Oh, okay, I have to do an intro. Welcome to this video doing 4 looks using the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. This is the last look that I have on my eyes today. What? Anyway, I did 4 looks because I felt super inspired by this palette. I desperately have wanted to play with this, and I just, like, every time I look at it, I just keep thinking of new things to do. So I just continued to get inspired, and I was like, let me do 4 looks, and then I have used every single shade in this palette. I'm not going to talk that much because you know what it's about. I do 4 looks and then I give my thoughts at the end, and let's just get into it. Okay, hello. Welcome to my video using the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. This is the first look. I'm so excited to dive back into this. I've been seeing everyone doing all sorts of different looks with this, and I just can't wait. So I'm going to be using, I think, some of these like warmer neutrals down here, and then also incorporating some greens. So I'm going to start with the shade Sunrise, which is this orange, this pumpkin orange. It's really pretty. I'm taking a little bit of that, and I'm going to put this in the outer part of my crease and just really concentrate this, the outer part of my eye, and I'm gonna like blend it, just like really buff it out. This is like acting as one of the 2 transition-y shades I'm gonna use. So I want that to be like pretty diffused and just blown out. Now I'm going to go into the shade Marigold, which is this mustard, and I'm going to put this in the first part of my crease, really again buffing this out. Probably I'm gonna concentrate this, like really bring it up into my brow as well. So I'm just going to build this up in the front part of my eye. Alright, that's pretty nice. I might just take a touch more of Sunrise and just put that in the outer part of my eye. Now I'm going to go into the shade Earth, which is this warm brown here. And I'm just going to run this all through my crease and also place this on the outer corner. Okay, so now I'm going to deepen my crease with the shade Ivy, which is a dark, like foresty green. Now I know that it's going to turn muddy because this Earth shade is very like a warm toned brown with like oranginess to it, and this Ivy is a green. Green and orange I don't think like mix very well. I know they don't mix very well, they don't really blend together really well, but I don't even mind that it's gonna get muddy because I'm kind of going for that like grungy, almost muddy feel. So I'm just gonna do it and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is what it's looking like right now after I've blended it out. I'm just going to take Ivy one more time and just try to build this up like a little bit further, just like right in my crease. So I blended it up quite high. But I just want to see like how deep I can get it, and it actually like looks not too bad. Like it's a little bit muddy, but like I said, it's kind of what I was going for anyway. So I'm not like super bothered by that. I don't mind. We also blended it into a brown, so it's like kind of brown already. So it doesn't really matter if it makes more brown. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Moss, which is this darker green. I'm gonna give that a little spray because I always spray my shimmers, and I'm just gonna put this all over my lid. That's super sparkly. All of these shades are really beautiful and really sparkly. Okay, I'm loving this. This shade is such a beautiful, forest green. So sparkly, so nice. And now I'm just gonna take a little bit of Earth, blend this over the front. And then I'm going to take this, do I want to do that? Okay, I am. I was gonna blend this onto my lid. I guess I'm doing it, so I did it, okay. In between, but it might have been just a better idea to just blend the teal. Okay, or the darker greeny teal shade. So I'm gonna take Ivy, which is that darker green. I'm gonna bring this through the front of my eye and also use this to blend out the shade Moss. And then I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit. Okay, good. This green especially is very like pigmented, buildable. It's good. I'm happy with how all of these shades build onto themselves. And then I'm gonna take Ivy again and just deepen my outer corner, although it's pretty deep already. And it's not getting patchy or anything. Like, I've layered quite a lot of mattes on top of one another in my outer corner, and they're just like building, nothing's picking up, nothing's getting patchy. It's super great. They've been great to work with. I'm just gonna blend this out one more time. So just to finish the top lid off, I'm gonna take Sunrise, which is that orange, and blend. I'm gonna like very much blend into my temple here and just reinforce that orange that was coming through, even just running it through my brow. And then I'm gonna go back into Marigold and like blend this into my brow, into the front part of my eye, also like honestly onto my nose. I feel like I'm always focusing and then I try to talk and like the words that I say don't make sense and nothing's joined together and I'm like off. But anyway, now I'm gonna take Moss with my finger. They're so putty-like. They're so soft and like creamy. And I'm just going to put this on my lid using my finger. Maybe I'll just blend a little bit over that brown because I'm not loving the way that looks. I love it. Okay, so first I'm just gonna highlight my brow bone. I'm gonna take the shade Snow, which is basically just this matte white beige shade, This is like basically all that I ever use these types of shades for. And then I'm going to take the shade Ray, which is this like goldy green shade here. This one feels like drier. It's interesting. Moss feels super, super wet and creamy. Ray feels like a little bit drier, like a more traditional powder shadow. Anyway, and then I'm just gonna put this over the top, right in the center. Ooh, that's so pretty. Layered over a green. Oh my god, that is nice. So for my lower lash line now, I'm going to go into the shade Earth, which is just that warm brown that I used. Run this all along my lower lash line and blend it out. All right, we're going full grunge today. So now I'm going to take the shade Ivy again and just use this to deepen up my lower lash line. Okay, and then I'm going to, I think, basically repeat what I did with the orange and the mustard. So I'm going to take Sunrise and I'm just going to buff this onto like the outer half of my eye, the bottom of my eye. This look is turning, I thought I was like, oh, let me do like a neutrally green. And here we are. So that's, I mean, it's fun, but it took a turn. And now I'm going to take Marigold and just do the same thing on the front half. And then for the final aspect, the final thing, I'm going to take Ray again. I'm going to give this one little spray and I'm going to put this on my inner corner. This is such a beautiful shade. I wish that like they had have not put the beige in and just made like another shimmer. Or a really dark brown. Alright, so I'm just going to finish up my eyes and put something on my lips and then be back to conclude this first look. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. I'm just in my like comfy shirt and a sports bra because I frankly couldn't be bothered to change. Every time I do this, my girlfriend's like, did you film a video in that? I'm like, yes I did. Anyway, that's not important at all. I'm so happy with the way this turned out. It kind of like came out exactly as I wanted it to, so I'm stoked about that. I really, really love it. I mean, I love grungy greens, and I think this palette really has a lot of those. So I'm happy about that, and I'm happy about the way that the green blended into the brown and the way that it kind of looks. I'm a fan. So, oh my god. So to finish up, I just took a black. I actually used the shade Hex from the Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette, and I just put that in my outer corner to go fully dramatic. On my lips, I used the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Cold Brew, and then I used my MAC Matte Lipstick in Yash, and I put a little bit of concealer in the center to make it a little bit lighter. And I just put a black on my waterline, and my lashes are Bold Face Makeup Dream Big, which are probably, they're on their last legs. I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to wear them. But yeah, I'm super stoked about this. I absolutely am obsessed with it. And let's get into the second look. Okay, holy fucking shit. So they've been jackhammering across the street literally all day since 8:30 in the AM. It's now 20 to 4 in the PM, and I'm just finally sitting down to film. I think that they're winding down. Fingers crossed. I haven't wished violence this strongly in another human being as I have wished violence onto that jackhammer operator today. It's okay. Anyway, we're trying to be positive and not be annoyed. This is the second look using the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. I'm just gonna play with some makeup and get into a better mood. So if my base looks a bit crusty and or oily, that is why. So I've had this base on since 8:30 this morning. Okay, so I'm gonna do blue today. pretty blue, like oceany vibes. And I want to do, I think, a halo eye that is like not super structured. Oh my god. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna start with the shade Mint and just put this all up in my crease. Alright, so now I'm going to take the shade Sky, which is this mid-toned blue here. And I'm going to concentrate this in my inner and outer corner and blend it through my crease. That's seriously blended like an absolute dream. Now I'm going to go into the shade Twilight, which is this dark blue, and just use this to deepen my outer and inner corner and my crease up. Okay, so truly a dream to work with these shades together, like I swear to God. So now I'm going to take the shade Ocean, which is right here, this blue shade. I sprayed that, and now I'm just going to put this in the middle of my lid, but I'm not going to like cut my crease or anything. Just focus this in the center. Okay, so I ended up bringing that up like pretty far. Now I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take maybe a little bit of Sky. I'm just going to run that just along the edge of my shadow, and then do I want to tap this? This might be a little bit light. No, I don't want to do that. So now I'm also then going to take Twilight. So I'm going to just re-intensify this. So I definitely want to keep that depth on my inner and outer corner. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this and just bring it around the top as well. I don't necessarily want it to be super precise, but I still want to have some definition. And then before I go back in with any shimmer shade, I'm just going to take the shade Mint one more time and just buff this over the edge. Okay, and so now I'm going to go into the shade Ocean with my finger. Intensify this, bring it up again pretty high. And then just to intensify that halo effect, I'm going to go into the shade Breeze, which is this teal shade. Teal shade. I think I'm gonna go in with my pinky, and I'm just going to put this in the center. That is nice. And then I'm gonna bring that up as high as I did the Ocean shade, but focusing it more in the center of my eye. Lastly, I'm going to take the shade Snow, which is that matte white shade, matte cream shade, and I'm going to use this to just very lightly highlight my brow bone. For my lower lash line, I'm going to take the shade Sky and just place this all around my lower lash line and blend it out. Now I'm going to take the shade Twilight and just run this all along my lower lash line to deepen it up. And I'm going to take Mint and use that to blend it all out. Now I'm going to take the shade Ocean again on a little brush that I sprayed, and I'm going to take this in the center of my lower lash line. Okay, I also just popped a little bit of Breeze onto my lower lash line as well, and now I'm going to take a mixture of Breeze and Ray, which is this greeny gold shade up here at the top, and I'm going to put that on my inner corner. Alright, and that's the finished look. So I'm going to hop off camera, fix this spot of mint that I made on my face, probably put a black in my inner and outer corner, and then conclude. Hopefully the fucking jackhammers will be concluded as well at that point. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look, long awaited throughout this day, but I really like the way it came out. I don't even think I've ever done a halo eye that's like this, that's like not structured, and I actually like it. I like it a lot. I didn't think that I would like this, but I do. Very blue, very oceany, but I am a fan. On my lips, I used the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Endless Cacao and the Essence Shine 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 Wet Look Lip Gloss in Clear. And I also used the same black from the Book of Magic palette by Beauty Bay that I used in the first look. Okay, and that's all I have to say because the construction people won't stop constructing. So let's just move on to the third look, shall we? Hello, lovely people. Today, there's still construction going on. I think we might have to be living with that for a while, but they're not jackhammering as incessantly, so I think I can sneak filming this in today. Thank God. Third look, using the Wilderness palette. How exciting. Let's just get into it. I want to do something using lots of different colors. So let's just see where this goes. I have a vision. We'll see if I can actually execute it. So I'm going to start with the shade Marigold, this mustard, and I'm just going to run this all through my crease. Now I'm going to go into the shade Poppy, which is this beautiful bright red. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to do a more structured halo eye today. Excuse that. So I'm going to take this through my inner and outer corner and my crease as well. Alright, so now I'm going to take the shade Twilight, which is this dark blue, and I'm going to use this to deepen up my outer corner of my crease, and this should make like a purpley shade because it's blue and red getting mixed together. love that. Make like a dark purple shade. So nice. So I'm going to quickly just cut the middle of my lid. I'm going to do a halo eye, obviously. I think I already said that. And then I'm going to be back to finish this together. Okay, so I've just cut my crease. Now before I do my lid, I'm just going to go into a very small amount of Poppy and just go over the edge. And then also use this to tap on the edges. And then I'm going to take a small detailed brush and just use this to go over the edges. And now I'm going to go into the shade Lime and put that on my lid. I'm just going to go over the edges with a little bit more Poppy. I'm going to go over the edges with the shade Marigold. And then I'm going to go into the shade Snow and use that to highlight my brow bone. And then I'm going to use my finger and just intensify the shade Lime right in the center. Oh, so pretty. Oh my god. You see the difference? For my lower lash line, I'm just going to go into the shade Poppy and use this all underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to take the shade Twilight and just use this to deepen it up. And now I'm going to take the shade Marigold and blend my lower lash line out. Alright, and last but not least, I'm just going to take the shade Ray and use that on my inner corners. Okay, so I'm going to finish up my face, aka my eyes, and put something on my lips and then be back to conclude. And just hope and pray that I can get a sentence in without the jackhammer going. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. They are continuing to jackhammer, so please excuse that for like this 1 minute. I'm obsessed with this. Like literally, I love it so much. It turned out way better than I actually thought it was going to end up looking, which is always a nice surprise. I just put again a little bit of the black from the Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette in my inner and outer corners. On my lips, I have the same lip combo as the last look, so Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Endless Cacao, and then the Essence Just Clear Gloss. And then I'm using a new pair of lashes today, actually from Bull's Face. This is in the style why am I holding this? It's an empty box. In the style Forget Me Not, and normally I go for like pretty winged styles, but this is more rounded and I love it with halo eyes. I've been saving all my bold faced lashes. I've been trying to like hoard them and not use them, but I'm really happy that I ended up trying these today because I really like them. I think I'm gonna do 4 looks actually, so I'm not gonna end the video here, but this might be my favorite look that I've done in a really, really long time, to be honest. So yeah, I guess let's just go into the 4th look now, and then I will have used every single shade in this palette. Okay, hello everyone. This is the 4th look. I don't think I've ever done a 4 looks, 1 palette video using the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. I'm gonna do just like focus on all these reds down here, which if you watch me, you know I love a good red eyeshadow. We're living with the construction, okay? They're constructing, they're driving tractors around, they're putting rocks into trucks. I don't know, okay? I don't know why they're trying to ruin my life personally, but if you really love me, then you'll still watch my videos, okay? Yeah, anyway, so let's just start. So I'm going to take the shade Sunrise, which is this orange, and I'm going to mix it with the shade Snow, just so it's a little bit lighter. And I'm going to use this as a transition shade and just blend this all up in my crease. It's going to be a relatively simple look, nothing too insane, just really red. Okay, and so now I'm going to go into the shade Poppy and just blend this through my outer corner and my crease. Now I'm going to take the shade Raw and I'm going to mix this with a black because I don't think that it's going to be quite dark enough on its own for me. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm just going to use this to deepen up my crease, nothing super fancy. I'm basically like tapping into the shade Raw twice and then doing one little dip into a black. I'm just using the same black from the Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette that I've basically been using in all of these looks. I think if this Raw shade was like a touch deeper, it would have been like absolutely perfect or almost perfect. I'll get into that at the end. So now I'm going to take the shade Heat, which is this beautiful metallic red, and I'm just going to chuck this all over my lid. Okay, so my camera stopped recording for a second, but you honestly didn't miss much. I just put heat all over my eyes and like deepen my crease up a little bit more. Now, lastly, I'm going to take the shade Fossil, which is this like gold shade, and I'm just going to take this on my finger and just tap this. Ooh, that's really bright, in the center of my lid. That's so sparkly. That's really pretty. That's so beautiful. Wow. Okay. So I'm just going to finish up. Hair everywhere. Okay, I'm just going to finish up my lower lash line, or do my lower lash line. Again, just keeping it really red. So I'm going to initially take the shade Poppy and just put this all under my eyes and blend it out. Okay, and then I'm going to take, again, the mixture of Raw and the black and use this to deepen my lower lash line. And then I'm just taking the mixture of Sunrise and Snows and just blending in my lower lash line. And then I'm just taking Fossil and I sprayed that and I'm putting this in my inner corner. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. I left for a bit because they were just being so loud outside, so I think they're a little bit quieter now, knock on wood, because every time I turn my camera on, they start jackhammering again. But this is, yeah, the fourth look using the reds. I absolutely love it. I've loved literally every single thing I've done with this palette. If you're wondering, on my lips is the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in Cold Brew and the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. And then my lashes are Bold Face Dream Big, which I think might be their last or second to last wear because I've worn the shit out of these lashes. Alright, so I've been thinking a lot about this palette and how I feel about it, and I've been trying to come up with like critical things to say and have like some type of relatively well-rounded review, but honestly I think this is fucking great. In terms of like the shades that are in here and the formulas, I personally did not have an issue with any shade, okay? Every single matte and shimmer looked beautiful, performed well. I have like literally no complaints. Honestly, even better, I want to say, than both of the other Beauty Bay palettes that I have. Like, nothing that's like, oh wow, the quality is so different, but like I just had no issues working with this formula. The mattes, first of all, I've heard pretty much honestly every single person that I've watched that has talked about this palette has said that the mattes don't build on themselves and that they get patchy and that they just like can't work from light to dark and build the mattes, and I just did not have that experience at all. Like, that's why I like to do like show the entire application of my shadows in these videos, because like I didn't have that issue. They worked well for me. They built on themselves, they built on top of other shadows, and they like built and increased in depth the more you layered, and I did not have any issues with patchiness or anything like that. So okay, my camera just died, but I'm back. As I was saying, I found the mattes to be really buildable actually, and I don't know quite why that is. I don't think that I'm particularly like that much more skilled than like anyone else who has used this palette. Like I like honestly can't give you an explanation, but I do want to say that like it was so interesting to just see like how the formula worked differently for so many people, because that was such a common critique. But yeah, I just want to say like every single shade was good for me. The shimmers are super sparkly. I also don't have issues with them creasing. I know some people say that these shimmers, because they are so creamy, crease on them. Don't have that problem. I'm the dissenting review out here from the popular opinion, but maybe it's because they're not using the NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, and so like honestly, formula wise, no complaints. Truly, like it was such a dream to work with. I find them to be real, ironically, quite buildable, frankly. Really beginner friendly because they're super easy to blend. They're pigmented, but they're not like, they don't stick down, I don't find. So they blend really easily. And I just find them super easy to work with and really easy to manipulate, and I really enjoy this palette so much. I love the color story. I think I've heard some people say, oh, it's not the most unique color story, but like I think it's pretty good, especially for what has been coming out recently. Like this is so much fun. You can truly go in like so many directions. I've done, well, actually 5 looks technically, including my first impressions. I feel like they've all been super different from each other, and even watching again like other people's videos and seeing other people's posts and stuff that they've done with this palette, I feel like I haven't seen 2 looks that have been the same, and I just think there's so many options and so many ways you can go, and I think it's so inspiring, particularly heading into fall, which I don't really want to talk about because I want summer to continue, but I just think it's great. The only thing I will say, like, if this palette would be perfect to me if this shade of Raw was deeper, like maybe even 2 tones deeper than this. It was like a really deep, rich burgundy. Stunning, because I just feel like this shade isn't deep enough for what I want to use it for. And then this, I never really enjoy having like cream or beige shades in palettes. The only thing that I really use this for is to highlight my brow bone, and that's only going to work for like a select number of skin tones. Like a lot of people won't be able to use this shade like at all. So that I hate. If this was like a different metallic shade of any color, really, like just a different metallic shade, I think that would have made this palette truly perfection to me. Like the color story isn't quite perfect, not what I fully would have chosen, but really so fun. And like honestly, that's all I have to say. I think it's great and like basically every way. I think it has a fun color story. I found the shadows so easy to work with, and it's pretty affordable. So like if you've been on the fence or you've been debating getting this palette, well, number one, Beauty Bay does sales a lot. I know. Well, I don't know. That's what people say. And it's already like relatively affordable as it is. I'm just super happy. I'm so happy that I bought this palette to do this video and like do looks that are relevant, because every other Beauty Bay palette I bought has been like way after its time. And I'm so excited to see what they're going to do next, because I've honestly enjoyed every palette that I've tried from them so far. I will say that I've also seen a ton of people comparing this color story to the Melt Muerte palette. And I saw Angelica Nikovas say that it looked like a combination of the Melt Muerte and Vita palettes, and I have to agree. So I have both of those palettes. I have them right here, and I think in the next video that I post, I'm going to just do a quick like comparison video, because I might as well, considering I have both of these palettes with me. So I was gonna say let me know if you'd be interested, but I'm going to film it like right after I'm done this. So I think that's, I don't know, hopefully that would be helpful. I don't really normally do videos like that, but this video is going to be long. It's 4 looks, so I'm going to stop talking. Let me know your thoughts on this palette. If you've picked it up, have you enjoyed it? Are you contemplating getting it? Let me know. Let me know which look was your favorite. I honestly don't even know. I love all of them. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you've stuck around to the end. And I will see you next time. Bye.
On your face though.
Yeah, I'm doing my eyes. Bye.
Bye. Peace, love.
Peace and love.
I won't come back.